What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rudy Rodriguez Show Mott here with another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. As you can see, the background is different. It is 1:34 in the morning, Saturday morning. Drove 11 hours to where I am right now in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Tournament today at 12 noon. Gotta get this video in though before I go to sleep. But yo, I'm always here. Hit the like button, subscribe to both the channels. Appreciate your support of the channels, man. I thank y'all genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Like the video, leave your comments. I did not get a chance last night to do a daily dose of Stephanie White off of the press conference yesterday because I didn't see it. I'm gonna watch it now raw with y'all. Let her talk. Let's see what she's got to say, and we'll chop it up as we go, as we always do. So let's jump right on into it. Let's see here. It's always a little bit harder to do this with one screen. So my apologies. Trying to do this with one screen. Let's see here. Alrighty. There she is right there. Let's jump in.
I thought our urgency wasn't there. No, we let them move the ball and move themselves really wherever they wanted to. I didn't feel like we had a sense of urgency. I felt like we were disconnected on the defensive end of the floor. We weren't moving when the ball moves, and then we were standing watching. I mean, they crushed us on the glass. I thought we got out toughed. I thought we got. I thought that their levels of effort. Or levels of urgency, I should say, was different than ours, and that's we can't have that.
You guys, you're working in new players, as Caitlin just
Mhm.
talked about, but more turnovers and assists. What did you feel like was so disconnected on offense today?
Yeah, I felt like we tried to throw it into a crowd. I felt like we tried to make the home run play instead of the easy play. We tried to predetermine what we were going to get as opposed to really read what was open. I thought we also over dribbled. We got dribble happy. We tried to make a play on our own instead of moving the ball. It's going to be really good for us when the ball moves. We have ball movement and player movement. It's really fun to watch. It makes the game really easy. And I felt like for whatever reason we were a little resistant to that tonight. We just got to make the easy play.
Well, that might have something to do with the fact that you want to completely change the offense, take the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hand. So the ball movement will have a problem if you don't have your primary ball handler with the ball in her hands. I just think that that seems like a common sense thing right there. That if you take the ball out of the primary ball handler's hands, then the ball movement is going to suffer because of that. I don't know what y'all think. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments on that because that would be the logical thing to me. And logical explanation is that if your ball is not in your ball handler, your primary ball handler's hands, the ball is going to suffer. Now, as far as her comments, they came out, whatever, and they were soft on defense. They didn't grab rebounds. Well, guess what? That's your fault. You're the coach. It's your job to get them prepared for a game. I get it. It's a preseason game. It's still your job to get them prepared for the game. The team's defense right now is atrocious. I mean, I don't know how bad the defense can get because it's been pretty awful the first two preseason games. And now you're probably going to see a better performance versus Nigeria because it's Nigeria. It's a team that, I mean, come on now. Let's be real. But yeah, I think this is on you, man. Figure it out.
Steph, what do you think of just the energy that Raven brought you for the second straight preseason game, particularly when it came to playmaking? I mean, we see the steal all the time, but the offensive side.
I love her energy, and the thing I love about Raven is like there was one possession right in front of our bench where she turned it over. She didn't sit there and pout and sulk. She got that thing back. Right, like she's going to bring energy. She's going to be a spark off the bench. It's going to it's going to ebb and flow as throughout the course of the season as it does with a lot of rookies. But at the same time, we know she's going to bring it on the defensive end. I mean, 5 steals, 5 assists, really good stuff. She's going to be a hard one to, we got to find minutes for her, and we got to find minutes in a good rotation.
Follow up. I probably should ask Caitlin this, but she said she's fine, like banged her knee or whatever. But is that something you all have to evaluate as far as her being
No,
available
I don't
for
think
Saturday?
so. I mean, we had planned for her to come out about that time anyway. So it was just extra precaution, I think, getting her out in that moment. But yeah, I mean, the plan was for her to start the third quarter, and then we get her out quickly.
I just want to jump in on this comment again. Look, man, this is the one area where I don't have any issue with what Stephanie White did. Um, I had no issue with it. I think people would have been more upset if she didn't play in the third quarter. She only played 16 minutes, so she only played 14 minutes in the first half. And let's be real, you still want to watch her play. You still need to have game action with her and teammates. Remember, she hasn't played hardly at all in a year. And to I just don't. I think it's complete overreaction to try to blame Stephanie White for that. Like she was gonna take her out in a minute after that, but it's like she shot a jump shot. If she had not landed on Smith's foot, would you care? It would like you wouldn't think nothing of it. Like nobody would think anything of it. And now it's like instead let's blame Stephanie White. Like I blame Stephanie White for a lot of stuff. That is not one thing I'll blame her for. I just won't. I just won't because it doesn't make sense. Like she needs to get minutes. She needs to play. And this team needs to have some cohesion. And right now, they don't look cohesive in any which way.
Kind of just as a follow-up to that, how much of it was a sigh of relief when, she obviously came up limping, but then she ended up being fine in the end?
Yeah, certainly a sigh of relief, but you can kind of see in her face sometimes, like it was like, all right, like she took one. And sometimes when you've come back from injury, whether depending upon what the injury is, you got to feel that a little bit first, right? Like you got to be like, okay, yep, I can shake that one off. Well, let's go up there and knock down the free throws.
What has stood out to you maybe about some of those reserve guards who are really fighting for that last spot eventually?
I think they're tough. I think they know how to play. They get the ball moving, they attack. They're not afraid of the moment. In practice every day, they've been battling. I mean, they're making it really tough. And I like the fact that they are ball movers, that they get that thing going and that they compete.
Those are all great traits. Is there specific attributes you're looking for that final player development role or anything?
Yeah, I mean, we got to have somebody who can be a playmaker for us, probably be a combo guard for us. Looking at what we were able to get with Raven, Ty's working her way back again. When we think about being able to have consistent minutes throughout the course of our regular rotation players. And then in the case of, knock on wood, God forbid any injury, you want to have a player that can come in and can make an impact in that realm. And so having a combo guard will be really important for us.
That foul that took you out.
I feel good.
All right, there. Not a whole lot from Stephanie White in this one. I didn't even realize this was a combo interview. Not too much interested in the Caitlin Clark component or the Michaela Timpson component because this is the daily dose of Stephanie White. The reality is you got to hold her on the defense. Like your job is you're a defensive coach. If your team isn't playing defense, well, that's on you, and you got to do a better job getting them ready. But this also goes back to the point of they're just too small. They're going to get out rebounded, which is going to allow second shots to opponents, and they're going to get dominated inside. If Aaliyah Boston can't go, they're going to get crushed on the inside. They're going to struggle on the inside even with Aaliyah Boston because they don't have anything around her. Like their size is a big problem. And I just, we're not going to hear anything about it from Stephanie White. She's not going to address it. She's not going to say anything about it. But the reality is this is a team that's desperately needing size. And when you don't have Aaliyah Boston, it's exacerbated. It's shown more. It shows more. So, again, I don't hold her responsible for Caitlin Clark coming down on the foot. Caitlin Clark says she's okay. That's been all the reports. Let's see if Caitlin Clark plays today on Saturday against Nigeria or this evening against Nigeria at 7 p.m. I would presume she probably doesn't. I would also presume that neither will Aaliyah Boston or Lexi Hull or Ty Harris. And you're going to go into your season without having had one single minute of your entire team playing together. which is a concern, which means you're going to have to do this and figure this out on the fly in the regular season, in practices, and get that type of cohesion, which typically takes time. It usually doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And again, this is the WNBA, so they don't even give you a lot of time to do anything as it is. But yeah, there's concerns. There's a lot of concerns here. However, I don't hold her responsible for the Caitlin Clark thing because I wanted to see Caitlin Clark play more. I'm sure other people want to see Caitlin Clark play more. And if she just simply comes down normal and doesn't come on anyone's foot, well, guess what? You're not saying a word. We're not saying a word about it. We're just saying, great job, Caitlin. That's all. And she says she feels fine. So it's a dead topic, dead subject. Move on. I'd like to know about her back, though, still. Haven't heard anything about that. But defensively, this team is bad right now. And it's bad for a number of reasons, including the fact their on-ball play by guards is not good, and they have no size. It's not just the guards. I mean, their best defensive player is Raven Johnson. It's not even close. It's not even close. So everybody got to get better, and Stephanie White has to coach better. So that's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and the subscribe button. We appreciate you as always. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Indiana Fever Unfiltered. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.